we were thinking, well, your YouTube channel has done so well at Trinity, but here at PodPaca, which is pretty much me and Dad, we thought that maybe you would want to have a slogan for your YouTube channel. So
Okay.
any of these you can use.
Okay.
You don't have to use them if you don't want, but they're all free game to you guys if you want.
All right. Awesome. Okay. Great.
So here's a first idea we have. God doesn't care if you're watching in your underwear. Watch Trinity on YouTube. There you go.
I like it. It rhymes and everything. Yeah. And I wonder how much, I try not to wonder, but I bet you that happens more than I realize. Yep. I like that.
All it takes is a YouTube search for you to go to church.
Yeah. That's funny because it's true. Yeah, right. Exactly. And it rhymes. That's great. I love it. I never noticed that church and search rhyme. That's great.
Before the game, instead of tailgating, go to church and do some praying.
There you go. Yep. Good public service announcement with that one.
When you accidentally wake up at 11 and you still want to go to heaven, you can watch church on YouTube.
Right. And disclaimer, I would still contend that you could still go to heaven by what God does, even if you sleep in. And yeah, right. But yes, yeah, that reminds me of and oddly enough, I chose him to be the godfather of one of my kids afterward. But one of my best friends for my ordination wrote a check out very nicely, very generous check to the church here where I was starting. And he put in the note field regarding heaven. And of course knew that, that was a joke, but okay. I like it. I like it.
We got a few more here.
Yes.
How about you could use you get unlimited wine when watching church from online.
Yes. Yeah. And boy, I'll tell you, I won't get into this, but yeah, doing online communion has been one of the most interesting parts of this, because that took a lot of thought and discernment, which is a nice church word we use to do that. And whether or how to continue that has been another fascinating one. So, yeah.
A couple more. We have, no longer will you need to be determined to not fall asleep during the sermon.
Oh, nice. I love that one.
Yeah.
And you can always pause it if you do. Yeah, that's great.
Be smart like Abraham. He knew a lot, and watch Trinity on YouTube.
Oh, I hope other people catch that and appreciate that one as much as I do. That's great. A lot. Good old lot.
And then last one here. You can now drink plenty of brandy when listening to Pastor Andy.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's true. If it's not the wine, it's brandy. Yeah.
Didn't we have one about Job? I can't remember.
Job.
Yeah. Something about Job's robes. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have it on here, unfortunately.
Something like now you can be like Job and just listen in your robe or something.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I like that. Those are great. Thank you. I will have to think about putting those on as a tagline.
Yeah, I talked to the church council about
Yeah,
that.
exactly. I still got one church council meeting before I go off for sabbatical. So I have to throw this at them next week. Yeah.
Yeah. Put it in their capable hands. There you go.
Exactly. Well, that's really fun. Thank you, Joe.
Appreciate it.
It's great.
Yeah.
But I think we've taken quite a bit of a lot of your time up. So I think we should probably call it good and move on. So.
Yeah, and if anybody listened to all of this, my hat is off to you. You can sleep through the next sermon if you want. But not really. Don't do that. I shouldn't say that. Yeah.
You can drink some brandy when listening.
Yeah. Can I close with a really great story about the brandy, as long as you brought that back?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I used to be a news reporter for the Green Bay Press Gazette before I went to seminary, and one of the really serious highlights of my reporting career, and really just probably of my life, is that I got to cover the funeral for Wisconsin's last living World War I veteran. His name was Art Fiala. and he was 106 years old, and it was in
Wow.
Kewaunee County, and it was right on, I think Highway 22 was the World War I Veterans Memorial Highway for Wisconsin, and so it just couldn't have been more fitting. And I never met the guy, but one of the previous reporters had asked him, I think when he turned 105, what his secret to longevity was, and he said that every night before he'd go to bed, he took a handful of peanuts and a swig of brandy, and then once all his teeth were gone, just the brandy. And that was a fascinating funeral to be a part of. Plus they sang "How Great Thou Art," and his name was Art, and apparently he had a good sense of humor. So I think he would have appreciated that. So.
They didn't. I don't know. I always think of Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Yeah, there's that too. That's right.
I always wanted that at my funeral. I think Wanda does the music at church, though. She said she refused to do that. So
yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah, that would be a stretch. It's like the episode of The Simpsons where they tricked the organist into playing in the Garden of Eden, which is really Indagata Vita, right? It was.
Yeah.
Yeah,